Good morning students. As we are discussing chapter 2, that is national income and its related aggregates. So we have talked about the meaning of national income, what is national income, what is GDP, also about the factor income, also about normal residence. Okay. So today we will talk about that how we can make GNP, NNP, okay, at market price and GNP at factor cost, NNP at factor cost, NDP at factor cost, NDP at market price. Okay. So for example, we have given GDP. So what is GDP? GDP at market price we have given, for example. Okay. So what is GDP? It is the sum total of final value of goods and services produced within the domestic territory of a country in an accounting year. So we will discuss that how we can make GNP at market price, NNP at market price, NDP at market price, GNP at factor cost, NNP at factor cost, and NDP at factor cost. So first that we have given GDP at market price, GDP at market price. So how we will convert GDP at market price into GNP at market price, okay? So we have to convert the GNP at market price is equal to GDP at market price plus what we will include as this D will become N. Here GDP means gross domestic product and GNP means gross national product. Okay. So we have to make this GN. So what DN? So what will be included? Net factor income from abroad. So what is net factor income from abroad? As we have also discussed in our earlier video, net factor income from abroad, it is income earned by normal residents of our country in the abroad minus income earned by foreigners residing in our own country. So that is net factor income from abroad. Okay. So we will add up net factor income from abroad. So this D will become N. Domestic will become national. So this is gross national product at market price. Okay. Then next we have NDP at market price. NDP at market price. Okay. So this time we have to make this G N, not D. Okay. Like this G will become N. So what we will exclude, like GDP we have given GDP MP minus depreciation. This is gross domestic product. We have to make net domestic product. So depreciation will be excluded. So what is depreciation? Depreciation is the normal wear and tear of fixed assets. कि कुछ भी नेचुरल क्लाइमेटिस की वजह से या मशीनरी का कंटिन्यूसली यूज करने की वजह से जो भी टूट फूट आ जाती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड डेप्रिसिएशन. ओके. So depreciation will be excluded from GDP at market price. So that will become NDP at market price. Next that we have is NNP. NNP at market price. Okay. So how we will make NNP at market price from GDP? We have given GDP at market price. So what we will do? Firstly, we have to make this GN. Then depreciation will be excluded, and then what we will include, that is exclude means उसको निकाल देंगे, depreciation को हम निकाल देंगे, and what we will include net factor income from abroad. Net factor income from abroad. So this D will become N. Okay. So GDP at market price minus depreciation plus net factor income from abroad. So that will become NNP at market price. Okay. So these we have discussed of market price. GDP at market price we have given, and we have to convert GDP to GNP. So what we will add? We will add the net factory income from abroad. Then we having NDP at market price, means this G will be converted in N. Domestic will remain same. Then to make gross net, what we will exclude? We will exclude depreciation. Okay. Then we have NNP, means depreciation we will exclude, and net factory income from abroad we will include. So this is about GDP at market price. Now we have GNP at factor cost, NNP at factor cost, NDP at factor cost. So all that formula, net factor income from abroad, depreciation, these formulas will remain the same. Only what changes there, that is factor. So for example, we have given GDP at market price, okay, and we have to convert this GDP market price to GNP factor cost. So what we will do, firstly we know that we have to make this DN. So we will add up net factor income from abroad, net factor income from abroad. Now what is the difference? This is at market price and we are asking about at factor cost. Okay, factor cost means factor payment to the factor of production, and market price means market value of goods and services. Okay, so factor cost, to convert this MP market price into factor cost, what we will do, we will exclude indirect taxes and we will add subsidy, because subsidy is given to the producer and indirect taxes are imposed on the prices of goods. Okay, so indirect taxes will be excluded and subsidy will be included. So this will become, MP will become FC, factor cost. Okay, next we have NNP at factor cost. If simply we are asked that we have given GDP at MP and we have to make GDP at FC. So what we will do, GDP FC, we have to convert this MP into FC. So GDP FC equal to GDP MP minus indirect taxes plus subsidy. So we will exclude indirect taxes and add subsidy. So this will become GDP at factor cost from market price. Okay, in market price is calculated value of goods and services at the market price. The MP means factor cost means it is the payment to the factor of the production. So indirect taxes are included in, or these are imposed on the prices of the goods, and subsidy is included, that is given to the producer. Then we have NNP at factor cost. So GDP at factor cost we have given, or we can say you have to convert NNP from GNP. Okay, for example, you have given GNP at factor cost and you have to make NNP at factor cost. So what is the difference? Identify. This G will be N. Okay, so what will be included or excluded? What we will include or what we will exclude? Simply depreciation will be excluded. Okay, why? Because this NP is the same, only difference of G and N. This is net national product, this is gross national product. So we have to make gross to net, how to make gross national. Okay, so depreciation will be excluded. Then we have given NDP at factor cost. Okay, so net domestic product. So can you make NNP from unpaid factor cost, unpaid factor cost? Yes, why not? We can. This N will be D. So what will be excluded or included? What we will do? We will exclude, not include. Here we are like to make D N डोमेस्टिक और नेशनल बनाने के लिए नेट फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड को हम क्या करते हैं? प्लस करते हैं. लेकिन नेशनल को डोमेस्टिक बनाने के लिए व्हाट वी विल डू? वी विल एक्सक्लूड, माइनस करेंगे. नेट फैक्टर इनकम फ्रॉम अब्रॉड will be excluded. So when we exclude net factor income from abroad from unpaid FC, then it will become unpaid FC. Okay. So students, we have discussed about that how to make GNP, NNP, and NDP at market price and factor cost. Finally, NNP FC is also called national income. Okay. Why? Because it is calculated at factor cost. As we talk when we discuss about the meaning of national income, that it is the sum total of final value of goods and services, or we can say it is the sum total of factor income that are earned by the household sector, producer sector in an accounting year. Okay, so that is national income. So now we have nominal GDP and real GDP. Okay, concept of nominal GDP and real GDP. So national income, or we can say GDP, is calculated at two price. One is current price, and the other is constant price. Okay, constant price. So when we calculate, as we have two terms, real GDP and nominal GDP. Nominal GDP. So when we calculate GDP, or we can say estimation of GDP at current price is called nominal GDP, or GDP, estimation of GDP at constant price is called real GDP. Okay, estimation of GDP at constant price is called real GDP, and estimation of GDP at nominal, we can say current price, is called nominal GDP. Okay, so when GDP is calculated on the basis of current price, then it is called nominal GDP, and when GDP is estimated on the basis of we can say constant price or base price, then that is called real GDP. Okay, in this, current prices can be increased whether quantity increase or not. Okay, but in this, prices remain the same, actual output increase, quantity increase. Okay, so it tells us about the quantity increase and it tells only about the prices increase. Okay, so real GDP is estimated at constant price and nominal GDP is estimated at current price. So student, this is about your second chapter, national income and its related aggregates. Okay, that is about GDP, how we can convert GDP into GNP, NNP, NDP, market price, factor cost. Okay, nominal GDP, real GDP. So revise this chapter. Okay, and prepare first and second chapter for your pre-midterm test that will be held in after summer vacation. So be prepared for the test and watch the video. Also read from your book. If you face any doubt, any problem, you are free to ask. Thank you.